meditation through movement. Hey, Love Labs, good to see you. Hi Mom, hi Liquidi, hi Kathanile. How are you all? Happy Wednesday. I'm back in the States. Let me know if you can hear me well. We're going to start in about 1 minute. Welcome to Finding Meditation Through Movement. It's an inclusive space to kind of find yourself, center yourself, move your body a little bit, hone into your breath work, allowing the subconscious to digest our very busy lives from wherever you are. I just got back from the UK and Portugal and had a grand time. So yeah, thank you for joining me today. And yeah, just 30 minutes of self-care, 30 minutes of moving the body, and 30 minutes of kind of thinking outside the box and engaging our creative energies. So with that being said, with no further ado, you can choose to interpret this class seated, laying down, or standing. I'll be standing. It's cold in New York, so we're going to start off as we normally do with our breath work. Hand on the chest, or hand on the belly, hand on the heart, and we'll do our classic 6-second inhales and exhales. And throughout this 30 minutes, we want to continue finding that flow in our breath for ourselves. Breath is very important, so we'll do this together. Inhale for 6. I like to do in the nose, out the mouth. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Start finding those release tensions in our jaws, underneath the eyelids, underneath the eyebrows. Exhale, tension behind the neck. Just find space in between the joints. Inhale, finding release underneath our armpits. Exhale. Inhale, finding release in our bellies. Inhale. Hi Marie. Hi Gabby. Exhale. One more together. Inhale. Exhale. So on your own, you're going to continue your breath with 6-second inhales, 6-second exhales. I like to breathe in through the nose, out the mouth. It's cold here, so let's start with some warming of the body. So take your hands and rub them together. Thank you, Gabby. Exhale. I might be glowing from your bee cream. Inhale, warming up the hands. Exhale, releasing the tension in our jaw, continuing releasing any unnecessary tension. If you have tension in the shoulders, release it in the jaw, behind the neck, and the shoulders. Awesome. So let's speed that up a little. We're continuously finding our breath until our hands feel warm enough to warm our bodies. Let's do this for another 30 seconds, 15 seconds or so. Hi, Tiny Meatball. Thanks for joining, everyone. I had the pleasure of teaching this class in London. It went really well. So take some of what I had live in person and bring it virtually. So now that our hands are nice and warm, let's feel the buzzing in our hands and kind of wash our face with the warmth that we found. Let's take the warmth in our hands and kind of say hello to our skin today. Just brushing along the textures, kind of in a 360 formula to just say hello to our bodies, give ourselves some TLC, some gentle rubbing, just to warm up our bodies. And another leg, we're still finding our breath. Now we'll go into some gentle tapping. We can start with our forehead. Just take the fingertips and tap the forehead. This is going to wake up our sensories, our trauma sensories, and kind of rewire the way that our body reacts to touch. So we're just doing some gentle tapping on top of our skull, over the ears, behind the head, by the neck. I didn't comb my hair today. Tap, 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 tap. Awesome. And let's bring the tap down our face, down our forehead, and remember to keep our breath inhaling and exhaling. 6 long counts. Coming down the temples and into underneath the eyelids. Tap, tap, tap. Get the cheekbones, and the jaw, the chin, down our necks, over our glands, to our upper chest. Awesome. Going down the belly, loosening our belly, allowing our intestines to kind of roll along. If there's a word for that, let me know. Tapping. Yeah, it's probably the fact that I just came back from vacation. We're still tapping with our fingertips, breathing. Get the ankles, calves, get the shins and the knees. And then we're going to go into a tapping now with our full palms. 2 hands or 1 hand. Give our bodies a little extra abrupt wake up, kinetic wake up, so we can start getting aware of the space that we're in. As you do so, you have the option to focus on your body, but also be present at the space that you're in. Acknowledge the room and the space that we all share virtually. Hey, I can be. Missed you too. We're tapping, we're breathing deep. 6-second inhales. 6-second exhales. Tapping over lower sacrum, down the legs. Awesome. And then for our last kind of sensory series, we're going to go into massage. So allow this to be a really loving time for you. Get any space that has a little extra tension, like the necks and the shoulders. We're still finding our 6-second inhales and 6-second exhales, going all the way down to the ends of the fingertips. Hi, Sam. How are you? We're breathing deep. 6-second inhales, 6-second exhales, giving ourselves our last round of kinetic fascia love by massaging and kind of finding mobility a bit in the joints, right? So, and as we massage, grab the bellies, grab the lower back, still finding our breath. Maybe massaging the quads, getting the calves, get the bottom of the feet, the heels, the arches. ended this kind of segment of physical touch and physical waking up our skin. Take your own time to come back to a neutral stance. And when we're ready, we're going to collect the energy that we've kind of given to ourselves. So we've kind of woken up our bodies, moved around a little bit, and now we have this energy that's floating around us, and we're going to collect it by breathing in, and then exhaling, and slowly melting down to a small shrinking position. As far as you can go, whatever your limitations are, inhale. Gather the space around you and bring it in. Curving the back, bending the legs. Finding release in the tension that you may be holding. Together, inhale. This time, reach up a little bit higher. Gather a little bit more. And exhale. Playing a little bit with weight in your feet. Just acknowledging that our feet are holding us up. And we can kind of feel how our body can bring us around, where our weight can go. Inhale, reach up a little higher. And if you can, grab something in the air, reach, move the ribs a little bit. Get that space. We're carving with our lower hips that kind of leads us into our ribs. With this tension here, we're gathering, and then let's bring it in with a little bit more exhale. A little bit more tension in our hands, and our abs, and our backs, and our knees. Let's do that one more time together. Inhale, we have more tension, kind of activating all of our bodies so we can warm up. And exhale. Stay down. If you can, touch the ground. If you can't, put hands on the shins. And just release a little bit. Say yes. Say no. If you can, walk your hands out ahead of you and play around with that same tension that our feet has, but let's put it in our hands now like we're cats. Pressing, being curious with our hands, right? And let's focus on our weight not being back, but being forward. Say yes again. Say no. And with our cat-like hands, let's come back up and kind of gently crawl. Move our shoulders. And let's just take a moment to be curious with our shoulders. Still finding that breath, still being awake and present in the space. There's tension in our shoulders. We're carving the space around us. Awesome. Let's find ways to carve the space lower to the ground. Awesome. And then come back and maybe use the length that we have with our arms to kind of make us reach back like we're swimming backwards in a pool. There's tension on our shoulders. You know, we have the option to be light, but we're carving through space, and space is like the molasses or the water. And then let's go forward. This time with the full arm, kind of swimming downwards. And as we get closer to the ground, we find ourselves hinged forward, and we're just going to swing side to side. We want to continue our breath. We're breathing deeply. Inhale. Exhale, engage our abs so we can while we're here, let's start slowly pressing into our feet in order to spread out, spread our legs out. The floor is very slippery, so I'm just flipping over the mat. And let's find this wave-like, curve-like, water-like curve, flow. And you have the option to play around with the mobility in your ribs. Alright? We have the shoulders leading, the ribs leading, and the hands following. But we also have the feet leading, right? So we have the foot, right? We have the foot, the knee, the hip, the rib, the arm, the head. So it's a very sequential movement that's full body. And you can really take this moment to find a full range of motion, right? And imagine you're painting a watercolor. And it's gentle. How spread out our legs can get, how much we can push with one side of the body and the foot, and how far. Awesome. Let's take this into a circular motion. A little bit of an arch. Still finding our breath. Let's see how far down, deep in our breathing we can get, really working out those quads, the butt, the pelvis. And let's switch sides now. In your own range of motion, carving the back space, or carving the space around us. There is tension. Awesome. One more. Find your breath, find your flow. Gather, walk the feet in, gather our arms, we're hugging ourselves, rolling up. Now let's push away and gather, we're hugging ourselves. Tight, 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 gather, now release. Sorry, push away and gather. Excellent. Release, push away. Now we're gonna do the same idea, but like we're taking off our shirts. So we're releasing and we're gathering below. With tension, finding breath, releasing and gathering below. Releasing, finding our breath, and gathering below. Let's add one more element. We're going to go with our tippy toes. You might fall out of it, that's okay, but just try to go back up and slowly roll down with the ankles, gather. Inhale, release, releve, exhale. Awesome. You should feel a little bit more mobile. Acknowledge the way that our body's feeling right now in space. Let's take a few walks forward and back just to get those ankles and feet active. Hey, Brittany. Walk back. Right? Just like our curious hands of cats. Heel, arch, toe, heel, arch, toe. There's thoughtfulness and tension in the way that we walk and activate our feet. And pushing down, like I'm pushing down on sand. Walk forward. Speed it up a little bit. And if you can, our goal is eventually to kind of get into a small little prance, jog-like sensation. We still have our curious feet and the cat-like hands and feet. Speeding up a little bit, kind of bouncing our feet feet on this kind of absorbing floor. Imagine that we're on the sand. We have our breaths. 6 count inhales and 6 count exhales. We're just going to try to get our heart pumping a little bit on this cold winter day. If you're in New York, cold winter day, wherever you are. And let's just find a little bounce in place. If you're seated, your bounce can be within your chest. We're just finding a little bit of heart pumping. And then maybe use this time to kind of show love to your heart. Show love to your belly. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. You can start spreading out the feet a little and bouncing side to side, using kind of what we were using before with those body sequential flows, right? We're using our feet to guide our directions. Remember to keep our breath, release the tension in our jaw. Awesome. Now, let's take this time to kind of feel the repercussions of gravity. So, we're kind of already doing it, but this time really allow the different parts of your body to react to jiggling, to prancing, right? We have the neck, we have the shoulders, we have the fingertips, and just find that kind of bone-like release, like a skeleton kind of dancing. We're still finding our breath. And the goal here is to be breathing deep, releasing, staying focused and aware, present, and bouncing back and forth. Allowing our feet to kind of inform the rest of our body. So just take the next 30 seconds to jiggle and find release. If you want to bring the arms up, feel free. If you want to bring them behind you, feel free. The space that we're in is not only frontal, there's 360, so maybe find a moment to create an arm dance for yourself. Using our diagonals, using our swimming-like rotations, bringing your arms together if you want, finding a release, look upwards, look downwards. Acknowledging the floor below and acknowledging the sky or the sun or whatever you're looking upwards. Awesome. Now let's take this kind of feeling of pushing and pulling, receiving, letting go, giving, taking, giving. Now let's find your own groove in this warmth that we've now grown into. So, take one of those ideas. If it's giving and taking, if it's pushing and pulling, if it's maybe twisting, if it's just releasing, play a little bit with those ideas, and then kind of play around with speed. So this is our time to kind of slow down if we want, or grow in kind of space. How big can we get? How small can we get? Finding our breath, our range of motion, our effort, if we want tension or release. But we're gonna play a little bit with one of those ideas. So I wanna play with giving and taking. Maybe someone wants to play with pushing and pulling. Same idea. What's another way that you can give and take, right? Mentally. You can accidentally give someone something unintentionally, and then you let them keep it, or it could be thoughtful. And sometimes you're very thoughtful about what you give, but maybe the other person isn't as understanding of why you gave them that thing. Whether it be time, energy, money. So just find different ways of expressing that thing that you want to express. For me, it's giving and taking, right? We have our arms and our gestures and our face and eye contact, but don't forget about the lower half of the body, right? What is it like to give with our legs or with our hips? What does it mean for your body to give, to receive? This is a time for you to just explore the body that you've so kindly warmed up. Explore some ideas on range of motion, some textures. So just really find the ooey-gooiness of your body and just be thoughtful about why you're being ooey-gooey. Just one simple idea. It could be loving and getting mad. It could be losing something and trying to find it again. Alright. Change your focus, whether it be internal, on your body, in the space. We're just finding different ways to move with one thought in our minds. Still finding our breath, finding our range of motion. How far can we move? How deep can we get? How high can we look? And we'll just explore here in this place for another minute before we gather. Because we kind of jumped around a lot, my body is naturally moving slowly, but if you want, you can be giving quickly, or loving quickly, or losing quickly, or anything else that you're thinking about, but it's just one thing that you're thinking about. And the two extremes of that one thing, right? There's always opposition, the yin to the yang. And really just finding the extremities of our own ranges of motion. How high can we push? How far, how deep can we push? How big can we smile? How small can we shrink? What are our extremities within our own bodies? While still breathing, 6-second inhale, 6-second exhales. Let's explore for another 30 seconds. Really try to think of singularities while they're very complex. Great. Awesome. On your own time, find yourself back to a neutral position. Maybe take a quick glance around the space that you're in. And all together, let's take an inhale. Exhale. Inhale, bringing your arms up through the body, through the chest. And exhaling. Say yes. Say no. Say thank you to yourself for taking the time out to give yourself a little bit of love, relaxation, flow, movement, whatever you needed for yourself. I just wanted to say thank you again for joining me during our weekly Finding Movement Through Meditation. Again, I'm Christina. This happens every week. usually on Tuesdays at 9:30. However, I just came back from traveling, so I couldn't. But it's always posted on Instagram. So I hope to see you next week. Thank you for everyone for joining. Thank you, Sam, Brittany, Phoebe, Tiny Meatball, Gabby, Eden, Marie, Lalab's Mom, Didi Kuti, Caitlin, Catalina. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you next week. I'll leave the music playing on for another minute if you want to do your own thing before I sign off. Thank you.